Metal furring plasterboard ceilings, known as MF ceilings, combine the structural strength of metal with the versatility of plasterboard for a quick and easy to install, adaptable ceiling for both new build and refurbishment projects. The adaptability of MF ceilings manifests in the plasterboard that's fixed to the frame. Depending on which board is used, MF ceilings can be made fire, moisture, and acoustic resistant. This degree of adaptability extends to the height of the ceiling being easily varied to accommodate the services that will fit the void and meet the requirements for that particular room. MF ceilings are very easy to work with and can be fitted with insulation and access panels to allow ease of access to services with minimal fuss and maximum performance. Now let's run through the steps undertaken in this process to ensure a quality job every time. Pre-checks. First, check trades above the ceilings are complete. In particular, ensure all gaps are sealed in regards to fire, sound, and air. Check the drawings to see if the movement joints pass through the ceiling. To ensure correct levels, check there are sufficient datums 1 meter above the finished floor throughout. Check the background lighting is sufficient to enable the test to be completed safely. To ensure a fully accurate installation, a laser level should be used when setting out the MF grid. The MF grid should be in accordance with the measurements supplied in the specification. Checks. Once the installer has got going, check that all fixings for the grid are checked and screwed directly into the slab or into built-in blocks. Before boarding, check all timber mattresses are in place. Check that access to M&D drops are established and ensure the framing and metalwork is fitted round this. Check the thickness and the fixing of the plasterboard. Check the finish of the plasterboard is as per the specification. Check all bulkheads for line and level. Post-checks. Check that the ceiling grid is correctly set out, level, in line and square. Check that all services are adequately positioned with correct strengtheners. Ensuring all access panels are correctly installed and insulation and fire barriers are sitting correctly prior to closure. Inspect plasterboarding, ensuring sufficient screws at correct centres prior to tape and jointing or plastering. Check that all finishes are to an acceptable standard for handover to the painter and decorator.
Thank you very much for watching this video. Again, I hope you found it informative. I guess the elements for me is make sure that we got a proper design, particularly for how it's supported. It hangs from the structural soffit and how it's fixed to that soffit. So, and I guess the other key message for me is often ceilings. There's a lot of M&E services in particular integrated with the ceiling. I'm talking things like light fittings, grills, sprinkler heads, etc. And more often than not, a ceiling hasn't really been designed to take that kind of loading. Those kinds of elements should be independently, more often not independently hung. You know, we must make sure that we take our time to check these things on site.
Key learning points. 1. Ensure that the supply chain partner responsible for the MF ceiling install completes each check as detailed in the quality delivery checklist for this activity. 2. In particular, pay special attention if a plywood mattress is required as shown on the drawing prior to boarding. This is an important addition that allows for extra support behind the boarding and can be easily missed. 3. Ensure that the supply chain partner responsible for the install is working to the correct drawings and working within the specifications set out and approved by Willmott Dixon. Resources. No one can know everything there is to know about every construction activity, and neither are you expected to. It's preferable for you to seek or ask for help, rather than attempt to hand over a product that is not perfect. Having watched this, if there are any further questions, there are other resources available to you.